If you're gonna get mad at a gas station, get mad at getting robbed at the pump, not at the other people around you. Hi everybody, welcome to today's research-informed defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I am your host, John Correa. Today, another just dumb lesson, but an important one, comes to us out of Indianapolis, Indiana. To win the fight after the fight, you need help. After a use of force, I trust Firearms Legal Protection to help me win the fight for the rest of my life. From their 24/7 attorney-answered hotline to coverage for the use of all legal tools, Firearms Legal Protection has you covered. Get a discount by signing up at the link below. There's a lot of backstory on this one that I don't have the videos on, even though I'm sure that there's surveillance video and we can see another guy recording on his cell phone. I'm sure the cops have all that, but it's not been put anywhere in the wild. What has happened here is the silver car that is in the middle of the screen right now is piloted by a woman, and she's sitting at a disabled pump at this gas station. It's not working. This guy pulls in a big pickup truck behind her with a big trailer behind it, honks at her, so she moves forward, and they have some kind of a verbal altercation. Like they kind of hemmed and hawed at each other and hollered at each other, do we got a problem here? At some point in that argument, now she had a firearm in her, what she said was in her pocket and in a holster. And he kind of ran at her aggressively, again, according to her. Then, as he did run at her aggressively, she drew the firearm and pointed it at the ground, at which point he said, "Oh yeah, I got a bigger gun than that," goes back to his truck and gets a firearm of his own. Now, I'm not sure how much time has passed between that and this cell phone footage that we're going to see, but it's a doozy. Let's listen in.
He got a gun on her right now.
Hey, bro! Hey, man! Don't do that, man! Get off her, man!
He's gonna wrestle and pop her. I beat the fuck, bro.
Hey, get that shit on camera.
Bro, I'm on, bro. I want to see it from my mama. Come on now.
Hey, get your motherfucking hands off her! No. Hey, get that motherfucking pistol off her!
This guy's tripping. I just leave. Hey, I got you. They're right. Hey, they're on their way, sis. I don't know why you're pointing your gun like you're a cop or something.
Sister, pull off.
You put your hands on a woman. You do that shit to a man, motherfucker, take that gun.
Hey, get in your car, brother.
I take that motherfucker, you point that bitch at me.
Get in your car.
That's what I was going to tell. Hey, quit pointing that gun at me, bro. Point it to the ground, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you again, bro. Quit pointing that gun at me. Point it at the ground, bro. I ain't gonna tell you again, bro. Point it at the ground, I'll take it out of your hands.
That's my point. I already had to
Quit pointing at me, I'll take it out your fucking hands, bro. Straight up. I'm going inside. I got enough video for me. I'm going inside. My best friend got killed for that shit. I'm cool.
Come up here, gang.
Yeah, y'all see this whack ass shit?
Cops showed up and arrested him. He has been charged, this man has been charged with 6 felonies, including at least 1 class 3 felony. If he's convicted on those, they're gonna put him in prison for a long time. I did see one screenshot from the other bystander's cell phone video, and you can see in that video that the man has his gun out and pointed at her. She has a gun out and pointed at the ground. When the cops showed up, according to the news stories that I've linked in the description, the man did verify that she never pointed the gun at him, though it sounds like maybe she did draw her firearm first, but he's the one that's facing charges and she is not. And the news stories, I can't tell you how accurate they are. You go dig through them, you'll find that they said that he had a Smith & Wesson Springfield 10mm. So obviously, not very accurate from that perspective. And the latest that I have is they're supposed to have some kind of judicial conference, maybe a plea agreeing conference on April 14th. So this one's still in process. Now, I know you're probably thinking, gosh, John, there's been a string here on the channel of really bad actors recently. I promise you, before God, I don't program content on the channel. I just do what comes my way. And there's so much coming my way recently of bad actors like this. It's just a rash of it. So let's learn the lessons and get beyond it so we can get back to good guys doing good things, okay? Friends, the big lesson here, first, foremost, and before anything else, is I have been in court enough times looking at use of force cases like this that neither one of these people want to be in this situation, okay? I can't tell you enough. The big lesson here is to live a lifestyle of de-escalation, escape, and evasion, because neither of these people really came out of this one well. Let's start with the woman, okay? So she pulls out and around and then she's got a gun in her pocket, totally fine with that. She's more than welcome to carry. But then the guy honks at her. Well, guys, listen, somebody honks at you, you don't have to accept every invitation to fight that you're given. Just get the heck out of there. Just go and leave him alone. Okay, man, that's not a functioning pump anyways. I don't care. You can have it, bro, and go on with my life and never see him again. Now, she gets out of her car and she says, are we gonna have a problem? He has a vote in that too. Nope, no problem. Sorry, I just wanted to pull up and get some gas. Hope you have a great night. And again, a lifestyle of de-escalation, escape, and evasion. Now then, they have some kind of argument. This is childish stuff. This is road rage level stuff that nobody's life is going to be better for this. This woman quite easily could have been shot and killed here because, again, she's got a gun in her hand. This guy is pointing a gun at her. He could easily have pulled the trigger and killed her. And I don't even know who the initial aggressor is here and who is really at fault, at least in the beginning of things. However, again, this guy is facing multiple felonies. He's facing decades in prison here. And why? Because he just had to get in an argument and run after this woman and prove her how wrong she is. Guys don't do that. Apparently this guy's not even from Indiana. He's apparently from North Carolina, and I don't know if he's visiting there or whatnot, but just hear me. Live a life of de-escalation, escape, and evasion. This is stupid. There's just no cause for this. Now, even if she was the one that initially aggressed, she puts the gun away and they found it in her car. They found it in a holster in her car. So as he's up there in the car, yes, maybe she still has that gun on her, but now recognize a couple things. Somebody's always recording. You're always under surveillance, so you're not gonna get away with saying what happened is not what happened because there's gonna be recordings of it, all right? And then notice that she's out of the car here. She doesn't have a gun in her hand and he is screwing that gun into the side of her head. Can you articulate here an objective, reasonable threat of a deadly harm right now? If you can't, you cannot point a gun at somebody, friends. That's gonna get you seen as the aggressor every single day of the week. Even if what happened before was justified, and right now, is she a deadly threat? And if she's not a deadly threat and you continue to point a gun at her, you continue to grab a hold of her, you continue to put that gun and bonk her in the head with it, you continue to try to grab her by the neck, you're gonna face felony charges for that. Because this is what we would call aggravated assault in my state, in Arizona, and in other states. Again, this is illegal confinement or something like that. This could be strangulation because he had her around the neck. It's just bad all the way around. So we only use firearms as tools of last resort to protect ourselves from the imminent threat of death or great bodily harm. Now again, I don't know what he perceived in the moment. I don't have full discovery on this case. I'm not claiming to know all that, but I'm saying from the video, if she had drawn a firearm and put it out the side, the right answer is put that car in reverse and boogie out of there or run off. Because again, what would a good, sane, sober, moral, prudent person do if that person who was threatening them with a gun then puts that gun away? They would break contact and then call 911. You want to be the person who is avoiding, if at all possible, and only using your firearm as a tool of last resort, because otherwise you could end up facing charges. Now, will he be convicted of these charges? I don't know. I haven't seen all the discovery, but notice that he's got at least 6 felony charges pending on him. She has none. Now, I know some people in the comments are going to say, oh, that's racially based or that's gender based, and so she gets the, all kinds of benefit of the doubt. The statistics in court actually say the opposite. The actual conviction statistics in America say that black people do get convicted of an awful lot higher percentage of crimes they're charged with than white folks in America. And I'm not trying to stir up crap with that. I'm just saying that's what the statistics are. And man, even if he's in the right, he's going to take the ride through the system. You want to avoid this. And he looks terrible here. She doesn't have a gun in her hand. She has a cell phone in her hand at that point. And so now he's got all these people around him. He's just standing there in vapor lock trying to figure out what to do. Remember what your mission is as a private citizen. Break contact. And even if that's, man, I'm going to slam my car door closed, run inside the store, lock the door, and tell them to call the cops. Because again, what would a good person do here? What would a victim do here? What would the person who is the aggrieved party do here? Get help on the way. You want to win the fight to 911. He never calls 911. And again, you might say, man, he's too invested and involved in defending himself. Maybe that's the case. I'm telling you what it looks like. Now, of course, combined with the cell phone footage from the other guy, from this guy, the surveillance footage, the interviews with people. Also, I can't tell you enough. They separate them. They started questioning them. I can't tell you enough. Please hear me. If you're being investigated by the police, shut up. Don't say anything. And I know people are like, man, but I want to explain myself. I'm the good person. Shut up and call your attorney. You were just in a use of force with a gun in your hand. Shut up and call your attorney, because you're not going to talk your way out of charges, but you might talk your way into charges. I just can't say it enough. I've seen statements go so wrong for so many people. I just don't recommend them at all and recommend that you shut up. Now, with the bravado of these other guys, these bystanders, oh, don't point that gun at me, bro. I'll take that gun away from you. My friend, you're a moron, okay? This is just moronity of the highest level. And your bravado is duly noted. Just get out of the system. Get out of the way and don't hang out. Because if you're worried that that guy is pointing a gun at you, guess what? You could die with him pointing a gun at you. So instead of having all the bravado in the world, get off the video recording, call 911, and get somebody inbound who will actually do something about things rather than you trying to get internet famous for it. This one's filled with stupid, friends. Will this guy be convicted? I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but it's going to cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars. I would say a minimum $100,000 to pay his attorneys in order to work through this system in the hopes that maybe the district attorney gives him a serious misdemeanor and some serious probation, or maybe a class 6 undesignated non-dangerous felony. That we have those in Arizona. I don't know if they have those in Indiana. To maybe give this guy a shot at in 10 years getting his gun rights back. Okay, this is stupid. You don't want to be involved in something like this. Live a lifestyle of de-escalation, escape, and evasion. It is the best way, if at all possible, to cover your ass. And only then, when you have an unavoidable deadly force conflict, can you really say, hey man, I know I'm in the right here because I did everything I could to stay away from it. Neither of these folks can say that in this case, and that makes it look really bad.